Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad to see you here. We're having quite the day we've got snow on the ground, only about 2 inches, and we're expecting some more snow. I'm glad that you joined me today because today we're going to be making soft batch chocolate chip cookie bars from this particular cookbook. And the reason why we're doing a recipe today is because I've looked at the price of eggs and oh my gosh, do we need to get a loan to buy eggs? So this particular recipe calls for a 13 by 9 dish, which I already have prepared over there on my stove, and it calls for 1 large egg. And when you make this recipe, you're going to want to use 1 large egg. So this is going to be a thrifty recipe and hopefully want something that won't break your piggy bank. So hang on just a second. Alrighty, I'm back. The way I have to position my camera is it's sort of tilted so you can see more what's down here instead of seeing me. Okay, so what this particular recipe calls for is, oh, I gotta get butter out, but it also calls for dark brown sugar, 1 large egg, 1/2 cup of Splenda, or we use a different kind of a brand, but similar to Splenda. And let me get out my butter here. I almost forgot to get out my butter. So, and then it also calls for prune puree. I'm glad I said that right. You can actually buy baby food stuff. That's what I buy for this. This recipe is also good for anybody that's watching their weight or watching their sugar intake. Wow, why did I make this so hard to get off of here? Wow. Oh, darn. Okay, well, you know what, that helped. Just got to be a little bit stronger than that little pull tab there. So anyway, I'm not sure that you would want to use anything other than the prune apple. That's what I buy. It does call for just the prune, but for this recipe I like to use the combination of apple and prunes. So if you don't mind, my head's going to be cut off. So usually just takes 1 of these. And what size are these? It's just 4 ounces. So 4 ounces. So 1 4-ounce of these. I'm going to put this elsewhere. So I need another spot where I can put things. So remember, I got the oven it's going to be preheating over there at 350. And of course, you just use a regular cooking spray to do your 13 by 9 pan, which I always use olive oil. That's just our preference. You could use a like Baker's Joy. I don't know if they even make that anymore. Do they even make that anymore? I don't know. Anyway, and then you're going to want to use some vanilla. I happen to use Watkins. This has lasted me forever. And I keep it in my refrigerator. So, and it doesn't ever crystallize or anything like that. So, we're going to go ahead and we're supposed to use an electric mixer, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. You do the butter and your brown sugar together until light and fluffy. So let me pause you for a moment then. All right, I'm back. I just wanted to go ahead and get my butter in there because that's a little bit messy to work with. So now we're going with the brown sugar. Oh my goodness. I just have kind of a cramped space to work with. It calls for dark brown sugar, but you can probably use light brown sugar or whatever you choose. I don't know, can you see this? I just used my finger. My fingers are clean. Just let you know. So that was 1/3 cup of that. I'm just going to put this over here because I need more room for other things here. So, what they're telling you to do is beat this together until it's light and fluffy. So, I'm going to kind of get this started like this, and I think I am going to have to use my electric mixer. Yeah, because it wants to hang on to everything. I am using a butter blend with the canola oil, so just letting you know. I would not suggest using any kind of butter that's blended with like honey or cinnamon or anything like that, because you're going to change the structure of this particular recipe unless you want to, but I would stick with the recipe though. I know I have a large KitchenAid mixer right next to me, but I chose to do it this way, and now I'm having to look for I'm gonna have to scoot you over here a little bit as I go hunting for my, if I hunt, maybe I'll find it. I don't know. So, hang on just a second. I'm hoping it's over here. I don't know if it is or not. Oh, yes, it is. Yay, good. I found it. Anytime there's any baking going on in this kitchen, it's usually my husband doing it. He's become the baker in our household. But I thought for this video, I would go ahead and do some baking. Not trying to be ill-prepared or anything like that, but sometimes I just kind of do things on the fly. This is a really old mixer that my mother had. It's a Hamilton Beach. We're just going to go ahead and use that and get this whipped into shape here. Maybe. Yeah, just too fast. And things kind of get slapped to the side. Where to put that when you're working? I have no idea. I wish I could angle that a little bit better, but you'll just get the view that you get. Nothing I can do about that. I think I try to get a little bit of that off the beaters before I proceed. Okay, I'm just going to leave that like that. That's pretty much the consistency that you're looking for right there, where it's nice and creamy. So then, after you get that all whipped together, you're supposed to add the egg. Okay, so we're going to add this as 1 large egg. So I just crack it and hope for the best that I don't get any eggshells in here. Well, how often does that happen? I have no idea. You know what? I need something to clear off my hands with, because your hands get kind of sticky when you're working with stuff here. So I'll just use that, put that over there. Now then, Then you're going to want to put your sweetener in here. So this calls for 1/2 cup of the Splenda granulated sugar. Now they have several types out there. I know they've got stevia too, but this one calls for Splenda. So this is a 1/2 cup measuring thing. And just roughly, I'm going to make sure. Okay. I thought this was a 1/2 cup. That is a 1/3 cup. Where's my 1/2 cups? I thought I had my half. I thought that looked awfully small to be a 1/2 cup. There it is. I've not used these measuring things in a while. So that was a 1/3 cup. I don't know why I thought that was a 1/2 cup. I thought that didn't look right. So this is a 1/2 cup. I'm glad I saw that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been going with my recipe like I should. So we're just going to pop that to the side there. Again, if you're having to watch your weight, or if you are diabetic or anything like that, or just you don't maybe want a real heavy sweet type of thing, you know, this would be perfect. So we already added the Splenda in there. Now we need to add the prune. So I'm just going to open this up. Want to make sure that I'm still recording. You're probably thinking, ooh, you're adding that to your recipe? That can't be good. Well, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. This is pretty good, and I'm not a person that eats prunes. I don't even really care for prunes. But you know, this recipe here is not bad. In fact, I'll taste that. Not bad. Now, could I have eaten that entire container of this? No, probably not. But just to do a finger dip in there isn't bad at all. I just try to get as much out of there as I can. Sometimes we save the containers for other things. And I'm just kind of stir this or fold it in there a little bit. Then what we got to do here, we got to add 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So this is messy. I'm going to get this cleaned out a little bit here. So I don't even have any of that buttery residue in there. No, I don't think we do. I hope everyone is doing well. If you guys remember Pampered Chef, I guess Pampered Chef is still around. I used to sell it and do cooking shows for people back in the early 2000s. That was interesting. I actually kind of enjoyed it. So now, what did I say we needed? Oh. Alrighty, I'm still up here. Okay, so we've already added our egg. We've added our sweetener. And we've added our prune, and now we just need our vanilla in there. So 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm so glad that there's like an automatic measuring thing on there, because you know I'd be lost. I mean, what do you do on a winter's day? You bake. Or if I'm not doing a video, a cooking video, then my husband usually bakes. I don't know. Anyway. So now we have all those ingredients in there. And now I have to beat that until smooth, so I want to put this someplace where it's not going to be gross. In other words, I don't want it all on my countertop. How nice to have this right nearby. Oh, did I hit that? See, I'm going to hit something eventually here. Want to kind of make sure it's thoroughly mixed in between. I've not made this in a while, so I do apologize if I'm a little bit on the slow side. I just want to make sure I'm putting everything together correctly. Okay, so we're done with step 2. Step 3 is, now it calls for putting everything in a medium-sized bowl, but I'm going to put everything in here. You're supposed to whisk together the flour and baking soda, but I'm just going to do it all in one bowl. That way I don't have to have several things out. I don't think I'm going to need this. I might want to unplug it first. Easier said than done there. Put that there. I'm going to slide him over there. This is a relatively easy recipe to do. It's just, it calls for being a little bit more organized than I am, obviously. So what did I say? 1 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. So I'm going to use this. And that's 1/2 cup. So 1. Oh, these are neat. So this is 1 cup, obviously. And this is a half. Okay, so 1 1/2 cups of flour. I just kind of, I know you're not really supposed to do it with your finger. You could use a knife. But again, I'm not terribly worried about it. Okay, so, and then we do a 1/2 cup, right? Yeah, that's 1/2 cup. Yeah, it might be better if I used a knife, but you can also use your finger. So we got all that in there now. Now, leave that over there. Then what we add is 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So, yeah. Supposed to whisk that in there, but do you think I could go by directions? No. Nope, not I. Well, yeah, you do have to. But I'm just kind of saving on my counter space here because, let's face it, I have just a very small area in which to work. So, got that all cleaned out. And 1 teaspoon, I have to tell it over myself again, of baking soda. I didn't realize that my husband had extras of these. I thought all I had was the one that had already expired. But alas, he says, oh no, I have more. Well, there you go. There's probably an easier way to get into this thing, but I'm going to get in this way. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I wish you would. And give me a thumbs up. That helps in the algorithm. That just kind of boosts my video. Oh my goodness, don't come off of there, you little stinker. We don't want that to happen, do we? Nope. Okay, that's 1 teaspoon. We're gonna put it in there. If it all come out. There we go. Good enough, good enough. Now then, I'm gonna put this over here so it's not in my way. Now I'm just gonna, all the ingredients are in there except for the semi-sweet baking chips. Now I suppose if you wanted to add in butterscotch chips or milk chocolate or even dark chocolate, if you love dark chocolate, I would use dark chocolate chips. This one just calls for using semi-sweet. My goodness. I hope I'm recording. Yes, I am. Well, by gollies. Sometimes when I start to record a video, I'm thinking I'm recording, but actually it's on pause. Starting to warm up here in the kitchen because my oven is letting me know it has come to its proper temperature. Now you're just going to hear background sounds because I'm not, you know, what do you call it, doing any editing with this, except for the occasional pause. Where are my scissors when I need them? Now, this calls for, probably hear my parakeets in the background. Who knows, you might even be able to see them over there, I don't know. This calls for 2/3 cup of the miniature semi-sweet. And are these, yeah, these are the minis. I just happened to buy them, not for this particular recipe, but I love to put these in my yogurt. So I'm just kind of guesstimating here. Oh my, I think that's enough actually. So you just want to fold this in the best you can. Or if you have a stand mixer like I have over there, I could have just, used that. But sometimes I don't always bring out that big old boy. Oh yeah, see, this looks like it's got plenty of chocolate chips in there. I'll show you. See? That's plenty. Now, do you ever sneak a taste of your cookie dough that you're blending together? Well, I'll do that for you. Oh yeah, that's good. What I like to do, just to sort of remind me, it called for the margarine, the brown sugar, the 1 large egg, the Splenda, the prune puree, the vanilla, the all-purpose baking flour, and the soda and your semi-sweet chips. Okay, so you're going to find this dough a little bit on the sticky side, or if you prefer to say gooey. And let me pause you while I turn you around. Can I even talk? No. All right, I had to make a few adjustments to my tripod. So you're just going to plop this stuff out When I say plop, it's gonna plop. My dog is looking at me like, what has she got? Anything for me? Sorry, doggy, nothing for you. Now you're going to want to make sure that your ingredients that you use, like your baking soda, your prune, and everything else is not over, you know, past its due date. If you can possibly help it. It'll just taste fresher if you do it that way. So you're probably going to say, there's no way that's going to spread out to a 13 by 9. Well, as my homeroom teacher, Miss Harrell, used to say, we'll make it work. And she was actually my sewing teacher. I don't know, do they even have alternate classes you can take in high school or middle school or junior high or whatever it's called, that you can actually take cooking courses and things like that? Oh my word. This stuff is rather gooey. I'll give you that. I guess you could say it's a lighter version of a blondie. But you know, over the holidays, I have noticed something. I think I have gained some weight. That's that good old holiday weight. And of course, with our temperatures being so terribly cold outside, it just doesn't really make it very good to get out and walk. I suppose if you bundled up really well, you could walk. I am going to take a spoon though and get that off of there. So you're not seeing me use my finger all the time since I already tasted the batter. But anyway, this is not a difficult recipe to make. And I will link the recipe down below just for your information if you wish to make it. Or I'm sure that you can purchase her book through Amazon. I think that's where I got mine. I actually saw her present her recipes, or a couple of her recipes, on QVC. Now that's been a few years ago. So you just want to make sure that you kind of get this in all the corners and everything. But since my oven is ready to go, I'm just going to go ahead and pop these in. Now then, you're probably saying, well, how long do you bake that? Well, you bake it for 12 to 13 minutes, but you want to make sure that your oven is already preheated. And of course, this is a glass baking dish. And we're just going to put this in there. And remember, set the timer for, we're going to go, I might go a little over that. I might go for 14 minutes. And that should, yeah, it's set. Alrighty then. I'll show you what this looks like when it comes out of the oven. So we're going to have to wait, and I might pause my video while I clean up here. Let's see. Yes, this is my newest stuff, so you know what? I'm finding out that anytime you store anything, spices or anything that's above your stove, it solidifies things. I don't know if it's the heat or what, but it just doesn't do very good for you know, keeping things very nicely. Might want to turn that around so he can see if he uses it. Oh, it's open. So, that is basically that recipe. And let me go ahead and bring you back up. I'm going to pause you. Okay, so, you know how these types of appliances get a lot of fingerprints on here? Well, I'm going to show you something, unless you already know about this. This stuff really works to get the fingerprints off. And since I have an animal in the house, I don't want to spray it directly onto the thing. And now I'm not going to remove everything off my refrigerator just to get that clean. But see how nice that takes that off of there? Love it. I like to do these once in a while, because if you don't, they get sticky. Sticky and gooey. There we go. And then let me just take you down a little bit. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Nope, can't see it. Sometimes when you're getting your water or your ice out of the door, it leaves kind of like a run down the front. At least ours does. No matter how careful we are, and you just kind of give that a rub, and it just rubs it out. And it makes your kitchen smell nice too. So anyway, I wanted to show you about that. Kind of clean off your buttons a little bit here. Now, if you don't have an ice maker, you probably don't have the kind of mess that we get. But even if you have an older refrigerator and it's not stainless steel, you could probably still use this multi-surface. And because any kind of thing like that will get fingerprints on it, or even this. Or if you didn't want to use this, you could probably use Windex or that sprayway stuff for windows, and that would get that clean. So I just wanted to show you that. So there you go. Alrighty, well, that was today's tip anyway. Hope you liked it. So now this is the devotional part of this video. So if you're already done with my video, and if you want to click away, that's perfectly fine. I don't mind. Or if you want to stay, you're certainly welcome to do so. So in this one, we're going to read from Breadcrumbs. And today's devotional is called The Double Cure. And it's taken from Romans 6:6. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin. So I'm going to put this down just a little bit so I'm not there. I think. Hopefully it won't slip down. So anyway, the double cure, 2 for the price of 1. The price was God's own dear Son. The results were freedom from the penalty of sin and a release from the crushing influence of the sin nature. Most understand the cancellation of sin debt, but few truly realize that Calvary also includes freedom from the grip of the sin nature. In fact, the total sum of all aspects of sin was defeated at Calvary. In the future, even the presence of sin will be eliminated as a result of what Christ did for us on the cross. By Christ paying the price for my sin, the opportunity exists for my offense to be removed as far as the east is from the west. By breaking the power of the sin nature, freedom from the influence of sin became more than just a possibility, it became a reality. Today I am free from both the penalty of incurred by sin, and I am free from the overwhelming strength of sin. Both are results of what Jesus did for me on Calvary and my simple faith in him. Learn all that Christ's death on Calvary affords you and end your search for victory over sin from any other source outside the cross. That went on just as I was coming to a close on that devotion. Alrighty, so now I'm going to take this out and we're going to see what it looks like. Just going to put that right over there. Oh my goodness, I thought I turned it off. Okay, I think I turned it off that time. So we're going to see what this looks like. I'm going to see, because I got to get, oh, okay. Hang on just a second. I am not Wonder Woman, so I cannot pick up hot things out of the oven. Oh, that's really hot. So, I'm just going to leave that oven on for just a second. But I'm going to let you see what these look like. Can you see? Doesn't that look good? So they're kind of like a blondie brownie. And they're going to be a soft cookie, okay? Alrighty, well on that note, I'm going to sign off. But I hope that you like this video. I won't lean over here. Change the angle of this where you can actually see me, huh? And then I can see you. Alrighty, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and it will really help. And like and share with your friends and anybody that would like to see a recipe put together that will not only save you on eggs, but also be healthy for you as well. Alrighty, you all have a good day and a great tomorrow and be blessed. All right, bye-bye.